Hello everyone, welcome to Moit's Agrobiology. My name is Mohit Gupta, and today we are going to address a very new topic at our channel, right? That is cell signaling. So all of you might be familiar with the word signaling, right? And we are not going to discuss the meaning of this word signaling, but to address you why this word is being just attached with this word cell, right? And what's the importance of this topic, right? So if there is a word cell, it means that you are talking about the cells. But if there is a word signaling, this gives you a great hint that there is some kind of signal that is being produced within the cell. Hello guys, my name is Mohit Gupta, and this video that we are going to make today and in upcoming 4 to 5, say 15 to 20 lectures, is gonna be specifically focusing on the cell signaling, to understand the cell signaling in much more depth. To start with, let's just claim an concept, right? Let's make a concept map for this cell signaling. What's it? So if you talk about individual, so you are an individual, say this is the individual. I'm sorry, I'm not good at the arts, but I can just give you a hint what I'm talking about. So say you are a individual, right? What you are an individual. This one person that has been made, and we just pick a tissue of yours, tissue, right? So tissue is tissue is nothing but group of cells, right? And we just pick two cells from there, right, in a petri plate, right? I'm just making an analogy to understand this topic much more feasibly. So you just picked two cells, right, at a petri plate. When you just grew these cells onto the culture medium, what you saw is that these cells formed a pseudopodia, a body, or lamellopodia, a body that's just creating an aperture in their body, right? A kind of outgrowth, that's a kind of aperture kind of outgrowth that's making them to contact with each other, and how they are kind of growing with each other, right? Taking responsibility of the upstream cell to just let it grow properly. So the amount of nutrition, and at the same time you will see a kind of pattern that if you grow a center of this petri plate with particular cell, and this side of this petri plate with particular cell, you will see a kind of competition from one race to the another race. Means if there is a liver cell that is being planted at this area, and if there is there is an, say, glial cell from the brain, right, or say Langerhans from the skin, so what you will see is what you will see is a pattern how they are disclosing their identity, right? So these kind of patterns that are being formed in the cell, the pattern in which a cell grows, in which a cell competes, or in which a cell decides or defines a particular segment of tissue, is what we call is due to the cell signaling. So there is a communication between the cell. What I am trying to explain you right now is that there is a communication between the cells. So let's make a term over here, communication. And communication directly relates to the word naming community. So there is a community of the cell that is communicating whether to adapt particular environment or whether to just kind of restrict it or negate it. So these kind of communications from cell to cell does happen only when there is a proper signaling going on in the cell. Concept clear? What is cell signaling? Cell signaling is nothing but a kind of a kind of communication between the one community of the cell to the another community of the cell. It's a language. It's a particular language in which the cell speaks, or in which the cell dictates the way the function is to be performed in the body, right? So I think that this much is quite appropriate for you to give you a summary of this topic. Now let's go to much more depth of this topic, right? So now, saying that cells are being communicating, that's look fantastic, really very astounding sound, right? But the cells are communicating, that means there might be some medium, right? There might be some kind of medium that's insisting the cell to communicate, right? Or that's just kind of giving it a loop to communicate with one another. So we'll talk about that medium. So let's say that here is a cell A, and we'll make a cell B also. So let's say that here is the cell B, cell B, right? Now they both are in particular medium that's common in them, and the population, sorry for this kind of uh, problems, okay. So, and the problem that, and the medium that we gave to them is growth medium, right? Maybe Liria bitani, right, that we apply for microbial growth. So there is particular medium also in the culture, right? Now talking about the uh, talking about the topic in much more depth. There is a cell A, there is a cell B. They kind of do communicate with each other, right? Communicate in the means of uh, let's frame an analogy. Let's frame one more analogy to understand this topic much more feasible, right? So there was a cell A. Let's say that this cell is not a cell but a organism, right? What's it? It's a organism, not a cell. So it's not a cell but a organism, organism A and organism B. Now if a human being have to convey have to convey its information, then what kind of language will a particular human being utilize? So maybe may it utilize a language that's in common between the both. So here's also the same thing happening in our later, means in our earlier lectures, where we were talking about uh, yeah, so in our earlier lectures where we were talking about molecular genetics, right? So you can pin out on our YouTube this particular playlist is a very really very beautiful playlist, and you'll really enjoy it. Okay, so genetics, molecular in that we have told that cells have a common language of DNA that is being translated into protein, right? Protein. And this protein is something that is being read by these cells. So what is happening over here is this: these are the cells, and this is the DNA, and information in the DNA is being coded in the form of protein, right? This is what is happening here. Now this protein is the only one that is inducing the further DNA to be transcribed and translated. Always remember this. Always remember this. Information starts with DNA and ends with protein. This is not so sure, since the information that is being produced within the body from the very primary cell is in the form of protein. What I am saying is, you are having a cot, you are having a wire, right? Let's say you are having a wire, and that wire is say some meter long, some feet long, right? And the current is being generated in that wire. Let's make it as a epitope, right? So there is a wire and current is being generated in that wire. Now the thing to say is that, is the current generated within the wire, or the wire generated by the current, something like that. So there is probably a misunderstanding that always DNA is not the mode of the information. Sometimes protein is something that dictates that how the information is to be carried, right? And which DNA is to be transcribed. So this is all about the cell signaling. And always remember this, that a protein A will dictate the transcription of protein B within the cell by the cell signaling. Cell signaling is what? That a particular protein A will dictate the transcription of protein B within the cell, so that the information is to be carried from one cell to another, right? To give you a brief review of this topic, uh, let's understand what are the let's first focus on the terminology. So when you talk about terminology, you will always get a word within our lectures naming receptor. Okay, and one more word that you might be always be very say curious to know about is ligand. And these two words are something that we will use within the whole lecture of these cell signaling molecules. Receptor, when you hear this word receptor, what you remember is that when you go to airport, there is a reception. Reception is an area from where you pick up your documents, you pick up your ticket and go to the aeroplane to just uh, fly somewhere, right? Now, to make a good analogy, this receptor is the reception, and this ligand is not but a passport or your documents that you have to give them, so that you can get exchange you can exchange those documents with some documents that can facilitate you to travel from a place to another, right? This is the proper analogy to understand over here, that ligand is nothing but the information that is to be given to the receptor, that particular incident has to take place within the cell, right? So these two words are really very important during, and is going to have a profound effect on your whole cell signaling classes. If you don't understand these two words, then you are going to face really a very big trouble, right? Okay, now let's rub this. So what I said is that there is a receptor and there is a signaling cascade. Okay, so saying that uh, let's start with a general introduction to cell signaling, and let's give you a general cascade. How does it work? So okay, this is your signaling domain, right? That we call as the receptor. This is what I'm drawing is a receptor. Okay, so let's say that this is a receptor, right? To which a ligand has to come and bind, right? A ligand has to come and bind to convey the information. So what has to come and bind is ligand, and ligand is nothing but a kind of identity that I am someone who is carrier of a message, and you have to carry the same message to the say to the nucleus or to the cell to carry out a effect. That alteration or that effect is gonna play a big role in the whole cell communication, right?